Hi, I'm Nikki from Spicing for Life, and this is my first video. So in this video, I'm going to make some delicious baby back ribs prepared with some spices that are meant to enhance your body and improve your health. And that's what the Spicing for Life movement is about. I'd love you to visit my website, spicingforlife.com. It's still a work in progress. I haven't gotten all the information that they want, even as a starter, just yet. But there you're going to learn how to enhance your health by enhancing your flavors. Herbs and spices are put on this planet basically to rejuvenate our cells, to strengthen our immune systems, to elongate our life, to bring us more youth, more vitality, and we really don't recognize it. We've become a little bit complacent in regards to eating. We consider the macronutrients. We kind of ignore the micronutrients to a certain extent, and we most certainly don't think about the enhancements of spices and herbs, like our counterparts in like the Eastern civilization does, because in India, China, all these different countries, even ancient Greece and Europe, they have known the benefits of spicing forever, and they have benefited forever. And it's time we start taking from our forefathers and understanding that eating is much more an art and an understanding than just a flat function. And you're going to have fun because it makes everything taste better anyway. Okay, so we're going to make ribs. I have delicious baby back ribs here, and they are from Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a system where no animal is mistreated. They don't use animals that are locked up in pens or sitting in their own stuff, I'll just say for the video, or shot with hormones or anything that's going to do your body any bad. So you want to start with good meat. And I'm so sorry about this is my first video. I'll get it together. But you want to start with good meat. You want to start with something that is, again, when you're eating, make sure it's enhancing your body from the cell level. You want something that's going to add to your health and not take away. So when you're buying meat, make sure there's no hormones, there's no antibiotics, there's not coming from a sick stock, or it's not, you know, the sick animal that was slaughtered and brought to your table because it wasn't usable somewhere else. So you want to make sure those basics are in. And when you cook, you always want to use life-enhancing spices. These are the spices I'm going to use today. These ribs here, I'm going to prepare in a ginger honey glaze. It's going to be totally delicious. The downfall is going to make you want to eat more. But the up to it is when you're eating right, you're not going to really have to worry about overweight, weight gain, fat deposit, because when you begin eating right, your body's going to start to function the way it's supposed to function, and you're going to see that it's harder to gain weight. It's harder to get tired or feel lethargic. It's harder to think through brain fog, and it's just easier to function, period. So I'm going to put up a challenge. I'm challenging you now. Eat really well for the next 30 days, and I promise you that you'll feel better. So let's get started. Okay, so for my recipe, I'm going to be using, we're going to start with sugar. The big no-no. Sugar is sugar. So you don't ever want to overdo sugar. It is basically something that you're supposed to use sparingly. I think it's there to kind of just taste good. One of those treats that the Creator put on the planet. So sugar is not, nobody's ever going to tell you, hey, sugar's good for you, eat a whole lot. If you hear that, it's not true. However, there is a difference in the sugars that you do decide to use. So I'm using raw sugar now. I would prefer to use coconut sugar. It appears that I ran out. And the slight difference between raw sugar and coconut sugar is that coconut is derived from the sap of a coconut palm tree instead of a sugar cane. And it just has a bit of trace minerals that the sugar cane does not have, and it has a low glucose level. But they're pretty much, you know, they're kind of even, so you don't have to worry about it as long as you never use the white processed stuff, because that stuff will kill you. That has zero value for your body. It does not assimilate properly. It builds up. It causes crashes. So you want to stay away. We're also going to use honey for the base of the sweetness in our recipe today. So honey, a sweetener again, so you don't want to overdo it, but it's vastly different from sugar. Honey actually has some pretty good health benefits. It's an antibacterial and an antifungal. It boosts your immune system. And honey actually balances your blood sugar as opposed to spiking it or throwing it off course like any refined sugars, or even good sugars like raw sugar, better sugars like raw sugar. It will, add to that high sugar level, where honey will actually help to balance it. So we're going to use honey. We're going to use a little bit of sugar. We're going to use ginger. Ginger, one of my favorites. Ginger not only tastes amazing, especially when using savory dishes. A lot of people use ginger in sweet dishes, but use savory. It has this peppery spice that is just out of this world. But beside that, ginger is extremely beneficial. One of the things it does that you want to consider is it actually helps to balance your blood sugar. So when you are eating carbs and sugars and anything like that, you kind of want to offset it with something that's going to help to balance or rebalance it. So you want to add something like ginger or Ceylon cinnamon or ashwagandha. So you want to kind of get into the practice of, if you are using sugar sparingly, you also want to use a bit of a sugar inhibitor. You can mix the taste and have it taste great, and also lessen the load that the sugar is going to have in your body. Ginger lowers inflammation. It controls yeast and fungus, which is really good, because today, because of the American diet, yeast and fungus and candida tend to have gone awry in a lot of people. Ginger can help to bring that back into play. Inflammation has also been a problem. So I was going on and just giving you guys all this great information about how to cook the ribs and showing you what to do, and the recording ran out on me and I didn't know it happened. So it seems like I left off at ginger, and I'm so sorry that you missed me seasoning the meat and everything. But I'm just gonna catch you up to speed, and you're still gonna love the recipe. Just follow what I'm saying now, and I will get this. Like, this is again my first video. Not really sure how these are things that happen, but let's just work with it, and I promise you I'll do better next time. So we left off with ginger, so you know the benefits of ginger, and then we have lime. Lime, it's good for vitamin C, but it also helps your body keep its acid-alkaline state balanced. A lot of us are way too acid, and that's just a perfect condition for diseases to get out of control. So you need to put your body in an acid-alkaline balance. A good thing with lime also is you want to eat it when you are eating, if possible, you want to eat it when you're eating iron, because it helps iron to absorb. So you want to know what helps iron to absorb and what inhibits iron. Like, you don't want to have coffee when you're having iron, because coffee inhibits iron for absorbing. Then we have holy basil. Favorite herb. I try to use it daily. If I don't use it in cooking, I will make a holy basil tea. Holy basil is an adaptogen, a very strong one. And what an adaptogen is, it's an herb or a substance that just creates a better functioning body on call to deal with stressors. So whether it's physical stress from exercise, mental stress from fatigue, or just going through emotional stuff, physiological stress from toxins, or something that's stressing your body out, even psychological stress, it just makes you a better person, makes you a super person in those conditions. Studies are vast, it's proven, and it works. So I love it. It just helps your body to deal with everything better. And beside that, it's packed full of vitamins, and it is, what was I going to say? And it's also very good at improving your cognition, your overall thinking capability, as well as memory. Then we have marjoram. Marjoram is a cousin to oregano. It's a really great herb. It's a little bit sweeter, and one of the things I love about it, it's a vasodilator. So your blood vessels, when you have marjoram, it relaxes and opens it more for better blood flow, better oxygen. Great for a cardio health, to add marjoram to your everyday diet if you can. Marjoram also improves insulin signaling, so it's really great for controlling blood sugar, and in cases such as type 2 diabetes, you want to add marjoram to your diet. It's a great addition. And then we have salt. Salt, of course, you probably heard, is the biggest enemy on the planet. And I kind of hate to hear that because salt, you need it. I mean, you need salt. Without salt, your muscles and your brain will literally fail to function. So when you hear don't add salt, don't use salt, that's just crazy. But I think what they really mean and what they're alluding to in essence is don't eat table salt. Table salt is not salt. It's 100% pure sodium. It's been stripped of any nutritional value whatsoever. There are no trace minerals. It's nothing but super concentrated sodium. That will kill you. That really will hurt you. So don't eat that. What we use today was Cell-Green sea salt. It's salt collected from the bottom of the sea, hand harvested, put into clay baskets. It's a great, rich tasting salt, and it has so many trace minerals, all the ones that your body need. And trace minerals aren't really available in our dirt and soils anymore, in our foods anymore, because of the pesticides and the toxins and the herbicides. So it's really important that our body gets it, and sea salt is a great way to get it. It's also a great immune system booster. It's also great for cognitive function. Like I said, your brain needs salt, and a good quality salt. And it also helps to remove any mucus buildup in your body. It's great additions. So what you missed was how I seasoned the meat. So what I did first was I spoke about cross-contaminating. Don't ever double dip. Don't contaminate your foods. You saw I put all my seasons out on a dish. I used my, I don't know if you saw that part, you probably didn't, but I scooped out the honey, and I did not go back in it twice. I scooped out enough to use it one time. And the way I seasoned the meat was honey, massage it in, lime, massage it in. Then I added the salt and I massaged it in. Then the marjoram, massaged it in. Holy basil, massaged it in. And then I put a pinch of the sugar in with the ginger and massage that in, and then I repeat it on the other side. It's here still. This is it. And then I'm going to put it in the oven and show you the finished work. And again, thanks for your patience. I am going to get better at this, but more importantly, I'm going to bring you some great tips where everyday foods will boost your health and just give you the longevity that you deserve. Because there's a little, known secret in the power of just spicing your food. Basically, a spicing for life. Kiss my website. But yeah, so thanks for being patient. Love you guys, and I will show you the finished product when it's done. Hi guys. Okay, the ribs are finished, and this is it. It's beautiful, delicious ribs with some red and yellow peppers, lime squeeze, spring greens, and a lime and honey dressing. So this is great. I'm going to enjoy, and I hope you enjoy it.